Welcome back to the BATify podcast. We're back to scientifically and analytically predict the conference championships of the National Football League, the 2019-2020 season. I know that you're all been waiting, holding your breaths so that you can get this wonderful, ready to kick off championship week, whatever you may want to call it. But
Travis, how many lies can you tell in one sentence?
Well, that's what I was shooting for. I don't know if I hit
checking.
the goal or not. But we got, obviously, Ben is with us. Hey, Ben.
What's
up? We've got our special guests, Blake Hollimon and Will Myhan.
Yo.
What's up?
How you doing, Blake?
Good.
We, as a podcast, stand in the NFL playoffs at 6-2. We've missed on 2 picks. We obviously have made 6. I somehow, some way, stumbling out the gate, but still leading the pack at 6-2. Blake, I believe this is right. We didn't talk about this, but Blake is at 4-4. Ben is at 4-4. Does that sound right?
I think so.
And then Will, of course, is at 2-6, looking to rebound.
Hey, I'm going for golf, man. Lowest score wins, baby. Lowest score wins.
Well, if that's the case,
that tells you what this podcast is all about.
There you go. But it is good. Glad that you've joined us to listen to our nonsense. It's been a lot of fun. I know that I've enjoyed hanging out with these guys and talking a little football, which is one of my favorite topics. To start off this week, the Titans will hold down the fort in the early game. The Tennessee Titans will travel for the 3rd week in a row to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Titans obviously showing up in Baltimore, taking out the number 1 seed. They were obviously aided by drop passes. Baltimore did not look very clean, but the Titans took it to them. Certainly took advantage of all the miscues, but generally speaking, just as a comment about the weekend, man, have y'all ever seen that many drop passes?
That was pretty sad.
Close.
In a weekend of National Football League. I don't know that I can remember that many drops.
Did anybody actually do the math and say how many there were combined? Because there was a lot.
I'm sure there are some. I don't know if it's jitters. A lot of these teams, they're not used to the playoffs. Trying to, with Baltimore getting put out last year, I think they came in all kind of messed up in the head. Of course, they took the break, and none of these are excuses because you got to come in and win the game, but you got to catch the passes, man. You got to catch them.
Yeah, that first round bye.
And they weren't hard passes. It was hitting you in the chest and in the hands passes.
Oh, they made all the hard ones.
Yeah, the hard ones were incredible. There were some incredible catches made.
But they dropped the ones in their hands. And the Texans were the same way. I saw a couple of times they dropped passes. The Seahawks had a couple of drops, So
how you doing about that loss, Travis? You okay?
I'm all right, man.
Just checking on you.
The 2 most embarrassing things to me is, number 1, I just keep waiting for the Titans. I just keep waiting for them to lean on Tannehill too much, and they're gonna beat my team and then turn around and lay an egg against the Chiefs. It's just gonna break my heart. And then number 2, when Ryan Tannehill scores on an option
thrill.
That was
situation, you should just quit.
Crazy.
That's when I knew the game was over. I was like, okay, I know Henry's out there, and you got to cover the pitch, man. But come on, man.
My thing,
he looked like a one Nick Marshall running that read option out there.
Goodness.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the 3. I'm going to tell you. Wait a minute. Ryan Tannehill's on the football team. I'm going to tell you the 3.
Nick Marshall's playing Canadian League, man.
Tannehill's on a football team. I'm going to tell you the 3 jerseys I wore this weekend during my fandom. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens. I wore them all day Saturday. I put on a Texans jersey about the time they scored 24 points. And I put on a Seahawks jersey. Okay. So there's my weekend.
The kiss of death.
There's my weekend. So I'm going to steer clear of wearing any Titans gear all week just because I hope they win.
The jerseys of doom.
Yeah. So we'll jump in here. Blake, Titans at Chiefs, you got any stats of note for us?
Well, this game is definitely the most interesting for me because I'm going to be rooting for the Titans all the way. An interesting thing about this game is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Titans have already played once this year. The Titans actually beat the Chiefs 35-32 on a come-behind victory. In that game, Derrick Henry had 23 carries for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. So hopefully it can be more of the same. It's going to be the same thing for the Titans. Can you run the football? Can you shorten the game? They really need to play ball control because Kansas City's offense is insanely good. They were down 24-0 and then outscored the Texans 51-7 over the remaining 3 quarters. So Andy Reid, he's a great coach. But if the Titans are going to have any chance, they're going to have to play ball control, keep away, and run the ball. Derrick Henry's going to have 30 carries with about 180 more yards. So my gut says that the Chiefs are going to win just because of the offense, and I've been picking against the Titans, and they've kept on winning. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Ooh, I think it's a good pick. I think that they got a good warm up for playing Mahomes by playing Lamar Jackson. I think that they play similarly, but I think the thing that I heard somebody say, and it seems to be the truth, is that Mahomes seems to be able to throw it around a little bit better than Lamar does. I think Lamar uses his legs a little bit more, and I'm afraid to pick the Titans. Because of what Travis said, and because I picked against them and they've won. I want the Titans to win.
And the Ravens don't have Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, so true. He's got more weapons than Kansas City.
Those guys are pretty solid. So, I think I'm gonna have to go with Blake on this one again. I think they've got a lot more firepower. I hope that the Titans can find a way to get it done, but I feel like just on paper that they're gonna win it, and that revenge a lot of times seems to go towards the one who lost the first round. So anyway, that's my pick is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think I'm just going like everybody else. I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs just in hopes that the Titans win because I've yet to actually pick the Titans to win a game. And they've done pretty well with me not picking them. And it's hard to go against the old Z-Man gas station barbecue sandwich for another week. So I'm going to go again with the Chiefs here on this one.
That by far is my favorite reason for picking a team. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yes.
Z-Man.
If you ate one,
Travis,
you would
we
agree.
will take you one day. It's life changing.
I'm always ready to go. And you guys know, I told y'all when the Titans won, I said, go ahead and give me the team they play the next week as the winner. Texted you guys. I'm going to roll with Kansas City as well in hopes that the big El Tractorito shows up and gets fed. I think I agree with you, Blake. It's going to be a ball control for the Titans to have their opportunity. I hate to keep picking against them, but if I keep picking against them and they keep winning, then I'm down with that. So I'm going to roll with the Chiefs as well. Kansas City, and we are all going in on Kansas City, which we can't call it the kiss of doom anymore, but boy, it was sure of close because we all went on Kansas City last week, and of course they spotted the Texans at 24 points, but came back and was able to overcome the pick of doom, the kiss of doom. So,
what about Henry being the only NFL player to ever go 3 games in a row with 180 plus? Pretty impressive.
Nuts.
Pretty impressive with some of those guys.
And what about the guy who said he would go?
Go ahead, Ben.
Sorry. I said, what about the guy who said he would go 200 yards and have a passing TD? I mean, like, take me to Vegas.
Yeah.
like Blake said in the tweet.
If they keep Ryan Tannehill south of 20 attempts, they can win the game.
Against the Ravens last week, he went 7 of 14 for 88 yards.
Exactly, and that's the key to victory.
Week before wasn't much better either.
Yeah.
His leading receiver had 1 catch for 45 yards against the Ravens.
That's the sad part.
It's a game
the
manager,
rest of the
baby.
game. The rest of the game, he had 30 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Game manager.
Probably the more, the more expected matchup of the weekend will be the Green Bay Packers traveling to San Francisco to take on those 49ers. Blake, do the 49ers have some of that old Joe Montana mojo, What do you think?
Man, well, they don't have Joe Montana anymore, but they've got Mr. GQ Jimmy Garoppolo. This team is really good at home. I know Lambeau has a home field advantage, but the 49ers, they are really good. A lot of people expected the Vikings to beat them last week, and they took care of business. The spread on this one is San Francisco favored by 7.5. I heard an interesting stat. The last time that Aaron Rodgers has been favored to lose by more than a touchdown only 3 times in his career, and he has lost every single one of those games that he is more than a touchdown dog.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with San Francisco at home. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to make plays. I think George Kittle, their leading receiver,
too.
For San Francisco, they've got Emmanuel Sanders. They've got a couple other guys that are really good on offense. Their defense, led by one of the Bosa brothers, they're really good up front. So I'm going to go with the 49ers at home to beat the Packers.
All right, Ben.
Not so fast, my friend.
I'm Lee Corso on set.
I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers here. I like Green Bay. I just have a hard time picking against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's got he's been there, he's done that. I know obviously he's been there and not done that a couple of times, but I just feel like that he can do it. If anybody can go in there and beat him, it'll be him. And so I'm going to go with him. Although, man, how about those tight ends? I mean, like Kelsey and Kittle and all those guys that this last weekend, I mean, they used those guys up. I love to see the tight ends being used. So it's good stuff.
I'm going to go back to rolling with Ben on this one. With my incredible analysis of picking football games, Blake and I took a trip to California, and no lie, we drove Highway 1 all the way to San Francisco from Los Angeles. The moment we crossed into San Francisco, the meanest people I've ever been around. Just a straight bunch of jerks on the road. Like, laying on the horn, tailgating the entire time. So I hope that San Francisco gets just shellacked and that Green Bay and the good old cheeseheads pull it out.
And that overpriced seafood, the restaurant that we just got from left.
Cow.
Sheesh.
2 ounces of fish, like $78. Yeah. We walked right out of that joker.
$78?
Some swordfish or something.
It was nuts. So I'm rolling.
We went to
I'm rolling Green Bay for me.
Well, I'm going to pull this wonderful stat out for you right here that's going to make me with my pick. I just want to flip the coin of doom, so I'm going with the 49ers. Woo!
Let's go!
Because the coin of doom
so we can't go one without.
Has better knowledge than all of us.
I think it's done a whole lot better than we have.
I'm going Niners. Blake, Niners. Ben's Green Bay. Will's Green Bay. Blake rolls. All of us roll with the Chiefs, which means they are dead men walking. Anyway, so we're gonna go. The Eagle is gonna be the 49ers. The Eagle's gonna be the 49ers. George Washington's gonna be Green Bay because I just can't even imagine George Washington being associated with San Francisco. So
he would never wear a flower in his hair.
Exactly. I can just imagine George Washington walking down the streets of San Francisco and being appalled. But so here we go. The flip of doom. It is heads. It's George Washington.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers is the official pick of the BATify podcast, the Green Bay Packers. So if that comes to light, we've got a Chiefs Green Bay Super Bowl, which that would be a lot of fun. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers going head-to-head. Blake, you've got a Chiefs and 49ers. Ben, you've got Chiefs and Green Bay. Will, you've got Chiefs and Green Bay, and I've got Chiefs and Niners. And I think we're all hoping for the Titans to make us look stupid.
This Packer 49er game is going to be at 5:40 on Sunday night. So, Will, I may be checking my phone during your Bible lesson. Just say,
Hey, we're just streaming on the Apple TV.
I'm going to be somewhere around Memphis at that time, and Travis will be with me. Because I remember last year when the Saints got all messed up on that call, we were pulling into a gas station. Travis didn't get to go last year, but we were pulling into a gas station, and as we pumped gas, I rewatched the play because I heard them call it, and I didn't know what happened. And, that was when that happened. Coming back from Dallas CYC.
Yeah, Blake, didn't even think about it. I'm going to be sitting on the beach.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be at the beach watching
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The year before, we were at a gas station and saw the Minnesota, whatever they call that, where Diggs caught that pass and ran it. So,
that was
interesting. I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth. I mentioned the text. I texted you guys earlier about the over-under. We've already made our national championship picks. The podcast went with LSU. Will and I went with Clemson. Blake and Ben went with LSU. The coin flip, obviously, was LSU. But what's the over-under on Alabama being mentioned during the national championship broadcast tonight? Anybody?
Hey, it's gonna be pretty tough though because Saban is helping do the whole pregame show.
Do we need to put a clarification?
So what?
Do we need to put a clarification on that?
Yeah, I would think we'd say after. What would we say after the
once the broadcast starts?
The game broadcast. Anybody got a guess?
So Blake said 5.5, right?
Yeah, I put it at 5.5.
I think that's low. I'm gonna say 8.
Really?
I was gonna say 12.
Ooh.
I mean, national champion, 17 national championships. Let's just go.
Got a bunch of homers in here. Jeez.
Blake, we're not homers. We're realistic, man. They're gonna say something.
Because Dabo.
Wow.
I mean, Dabo's from
a realistic Alabama fan. I didn't know that existed.
They'll probably even mention the kick six, knowing it's college football.
Yeah, it'll come up.
They'll mention that.
That's the better question. I'm going to go with 8 because that's the combined amount of points that Auburn and LSU beat us by.
There you go.
Ooh.
Good.
I'm going to go
good thought process.
I'm going to go 8.5 just to make us a little different from Ben so we don't go together.
All right, I'm going under there.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you for taking a break from your Chick-fil-A. Ben, to be with us.
I didn't take a break from it. I ate it while we were talking.
Well, I'm glad that we're your number one. Just make sure you get a lemonade. But appreciate it, Blake. Appreciate it, Will. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. See ya.